Yeah. Okay.
What do I blog about?
Okay. Think it's about time for me to go in. Like I dive deep. Like I'm last week night with the flow here. Johnny boy, my peeps. I'm an infotainment state. My brain ain't contained. Keep spilling out. I'm belligerent insane. My drink don't stay in place. I'm just two girls, one company. Keep it hipster like succulents. My main be a succubus. Swear I'm better than younger me, but I'm still just as hungry. I could eat the whole country, contrary to what you see.
Have you struggled like I have on coming up with ideas for your blog? You know, we've got things like solitaire. We could watch cat videos on YouTube. You know what? Cat videos on YouTube are always a good idea. Or we can do the research that are going to generate not only great blog ideas, but great blog keywords so that when we do put out our blogs, hopefully on a weekly basis, right? We're going to get a lot of traction out there. Let's dive in. All right, so before we can answer the question, how do I come up with blog content, we've got to ask a couple questions first. And before I get started, hey guys, real quick, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button right there on YouTube. You're not going to get hit with a bunch of annoying little notifications, so on and so forth, but it helps me greatly with the old YouTube algorithm. I want you to ask yourself a couple questions, especially if you're new to blogging, before you can really answer the question of the content piece that we're ultimately going to get to. The first is, who is your blog going to benefit? Most of us, we're going to answer the same way. Well, we want it to benefit our clients and our prospects. The problem is I see a mistake a lot of people make, and at the end of the day, the blog ends up benefiting them and really doesn't do a service to their clients and their prospects. So we've got to always make sure that we create our little avatar, our little fictional prospect or customer out there, and everything that we do revolves around them, not necessarily around ourselves. The second question that I want you to ask is, what questions are relevant to that little avatar out there? What questions do your prospects and your clients have, if that's who you're trying to deliver to? And how can you answer those questions in the form of a blog? Right there, that's the basis of this whole video. I want you to come up with questions that are relative to your industry, your product, or your service that your prospects and your clients have. I want you to ask the question, which is a great way to title your blog. And then I want you to take that opportunity within your blog and answer that question. This seems really, really simple, and still a lot of you are probably sitting there with writer's block looking at cat videos on YouTube going, you know what, I can't come up with any questions. I don't know what questions they have. If you can't think of any, ask. Ask them what questions they have about your industry, your product, your service. You can do that really in various easy different ways, Be right back. You can do that in several easy ways. First is you can email your database, because you do have a database of clients and prospects, right? Just send them an email and ask them questions about what questions they have. Pretty simple. You could also use different things out there such as Surveymonkey. There's a lot of competitors to Surveymonkey. Some are free, some are paid, but there's a lot of survey type of programs out there that you can use and send surveys to your clients and get that particular information from them that way. Don't just stop at your clients. Make sure that you're asking your prospects, because you're probably having regular discussions with prospects. Ask them what issues they're having, what questions they have. Take it a step further. Ask your vendors what questions about your products, your service, your industry they have. Now you're starting to formulate a list that you can turn into however many blog posts you're going to need over the next year. So if you're doing, obviously, a year's worth of posts once a week, we've got to come up with 52 pieces of content. Now that may seem daunting, that may seem like a ton of different things that you've got to blog about, but think about it this way. If you come up with a good, strong topic, and this is questions that you hear over and over from your people, can you take those questions and break them or segment them up into smaller blog posts? This is not the first video that I've done about blogging. So right up here, and I'll put a link down in the description below, I just recently did a YouTube video about 10 tips for an awesome real estate blog. So we can take actually a good content topic, break it up. You could do a monthly series. So I could do 4 weeks worth of posts just on blogging if I wanted to. And then next month I could do something else that in my case is going to be marketing oriented. So when you think of it that way, it's really not that hard. Now you just need 12 topics, and you take those 12 topics and you can segment them up into smaller bites. But 12 topics is a lot easier than 52 different topics. I mentioned to you that I want you to ask questions within your blog and then answer those. Why do I want you to do that? It's really simple. SEO, search engine optimization. So we're blogging for 2 reasons. One, to educate, entertain, inform, whatever that looks like for you, our customers, our prospects. But number 2, we're doing this because this is one of the key ways that we can organically draw new eyeballs to our website. The other way that we can draw new eyeballs to our website is using paid ads, but this is a free way to organically lead generate. Now to do that, we have to structure our blog in a certain way. The best and the easiest way to do that is ask the question in the blog. This could even be the title, and answer that question with the actual blog post. Now, I don't want you to stop there. I want you to actually expand on that a little bit, and let me explain what I mean. When you ask that question, so in this particular case, how do I come up with blog content? That's the question, and then I'm using this YouTube video to answer that question. If someone goes to Google and they put in, how do I come up with blog content? There's a chance that Google will say, hey, hold on, Kevin over here, he did a video on this. We're going to show you that video because we think it answers your question. That covers one base, but I want to cover all the bases. So I want to include other related questions into my blog post and then answer those as well. But I want to make sure that I'm including the questions that people are actually asking, not the questions that I think that they're asking. So how do I do that? There's a couple free tools. The first is going to be go to Google and type in Google Trends. This is a free website that's put on by Google, and you can go in there and you can enter in various different phrases, questions. So I could go in there and I could put in, how do I come up with blog content? And it will not only tell me how popular that is right now, but it will tell me other very popular related phrases and questions that people are going to Google and searching for. So Google Trends is an excellent, excellent free tool. The other one that I use is ads.google.com. This is actually a tool that Google puts out there for people that use Google AdWords and things like that for paid advertising. But this is a free resource, again, that will help you not only see how popular your keyword, your key phrase, that question that you're trying to ask is, but it will give you related phrases, questions, keywords, so on and so forth. Take a look at Google Trends. That's probably the easiest one that I recommend. Or if you wanted to get in and you really wanted to start to look at the metrics, take a look at ads.google.com. Ask yourself, who's my blog going to benefit? Me, my customers, my prospects, maybe someone completely unrelated to what I'm talking about. And then how am I going to figure out what relevant questions they have and how am I going to answer those? That's how we come up with our topics. We've got to get away from the habit of blogging about things that we think are going to be relevant to our audience. And we want to make sure that we're blogging about topics that are actually truly going to be beneficial to them. And if we figure out what questions they have and we answer those questions, our blog is going to get, in the long run, a lot more traction. It's going to get a lot more eyeballs. It's going to get a lot more engagement. It's going to get a lot more prospects that hopefully we can convert to customers. Guys, if you have any questions, do me a favor. Just drop a question down in the comments below. Also, hey, hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me. I appreciate your time. I want you guys to go out, have a kick-ass day, and I am out.